This is my brand new Revoslot Group 2 Mazda RX-7. What I'm going to show you, the things you really need to fix on this car, mainly involve the front end. So the main things are the front wheels in terms of the axle and the tyre in terms of the depth. So those two things you really need to get sorted out on these cars, and everything else I've basically covered in my previous Revoslot tutorials, which I'll include a picture of, so you can look them up to find out about how to align your rear bearings, run your motor in, all them other things. But for this one alone, I'm just going to focus on the things specific to these Revoslot Group 2 cars. Now with the Revoslot RX-7, there's two types. This one here's got the flared guards, and one of the other ones I've made didn't have flared guards. So these cars have got the front independent axles that are the right length for the non-flared guard type. So what you need is to make a longer independent front axle, so you've got more room for the wheel to seat onto the axle, because that's the biggest problem with these cars with the flared guards. There's not enough to get the wheel to seat correctly, and it'll be out of round. I'll show you how I fix it. Here's my RX-7, and what I've done is I've trued the front tyres and taken quite a bit off of them. But the biggest issue with these cars is the axles aren't long enough for the independent fronts. So as you'll see when I spin them, they're not even round. Even though they've been trued, look at them. They're all over the joint. And what's causing that is the axle's not long enough and the rim's not seated on the axle. So you need to look at replacing them or coming up with another solution, which I'll show you in a coming video. Okay, so here's the front wheel off my Mazda. This is the height I've taken the tyre down to, so it's about 16.5 is how much I've taken down off of it. So you need to do this so the car doesn't run on the front wheels, it actually runs on the guide. Now you'll also see I've tapered my wheel to the inside, as I always do, and that means less drag. So I'll get onto the axle part next, and hopefully this should improve your car. Now here's a demonstration of how little amount of axle sits on the rim. If you look into the hole there, you can probably see a fair bit of the rim still, and the axle's only halfway through. So if I remove the rim, there's only that much axle poking through. So that is what we need to fix. And this is how you fix it. You take an offcut of a 3mm axle, and you get a 3mm collar lock. If you put that on the end, that'll become your new stopper. You can poke this through and extend it and make it the length of the rim, and it'll work perfectly. Okay, so here's the axle with the collar lock on it. Push through the bearing holder, and here's the rim. So I'll show you how much rim pokes out down, or how much axle pokes out from the rim. So that's a huge difference. So now I can just mark that, cut that with a Dremel, and I should have really nice spinning front wheels. So here's one side of the car, this side here with the standard axle and setup, and this side here has got my collar lock and the extended old axle that I've cut to length. So as you'll be able to see now, one's round and one isn't. So that one's pretty wonky, and this one perfectly round. So that's how you fix that. Now, as well as taking the tyres down, one thing I do is I put a 0.5 spacer underneath my guide. Lots of different tracks have different braid depth. So if you have a track that's got a braid depth that's different to your track, your front wheels may be too high off the deck and the car may tip. So this gives you the option to take that out and improve the handling. Now the other thing I always do with all my Revo cars is I always run the screws loose. you should be able to pull the body apart from the chassis and it should come apart. That's how loose I have them. So it should be like this. So like that there. If it doesn't do that, then it's too tight.